making sure that you've got all of the right information when you leave this room. At the end of the presentation, you're going to have a chance to walk around and have a look at some of the boards around the room. And there's teachers here who are ready to have a chat to you about some of your elective classes. Okay. I think that you know all of this. You met Miss McCarthy at the beginning of the period. So her and Miss Smith are two wonderful people to go and have a chat to. Their office, I think she told you, is in the library foyer there, one of the doors off the library foyer. If you're not sure, you can see any one of those people, including your coordinators, to ask them questions. But let's start with Year 9. So we're getting there, we're pretty close. Your subjects in Year 9, we have core and we have electives. So they all are following either Auswell's or Victorian curriculum. So they're all the important things that we're told you have to know when you leave Year 9. You will study Italian, English, maths, science, humanities, PE, literacy and numeracy. They are getting you ready for entering the senior school. So after Year 9, you're in Year 10 obviously, you're going into the senior school. Once you're there, your study skills need to be really improved. I think probably everyone in this room can improve the amount and the way that they're studying at home, making sure that they're putting in as much effort as possible. So with your core subjects, you will also have 3 electives each semester. When you're choosing your electives, what must you consider? What inspires you? What is your passion? What have you been good at up until this point? What sounds really interesting? Less about who's teaching it and who else is choosing it, but more about what interests you. Because if you're interested in something, aren't you more likely to go home and study? Aren't you more likely to do well and to get honours? Rather than choosing a subject that perhaps doesn't interest you that much because your mates are in there? Let's have a look. This is what your timetable will look like. So you have all of your core subjects plus 3 electives each semester. We'll go into that in a second. These are all the electives that you can choose from. I'm also going to run through these with you, and I'm going to tell you who you need to speak to if you want more information. But you can see it's a really long and amazing list. The teachers at this school really put effort into making sure that there are subjects that you will find interesting. So that's why it's so important that you really consider your choices. Once you've gone through Year 9, there are even more electives at Year 10. Some of the Year 9 electives do sort of lead into Year 10 subjects, so that is something that you might want to consider. If you really know what you want to do once you're in the senior school, that's probably a good chance to go and have a chat to Miss Smith or Miss McCarthy and let them know what you're thinking, and they might be able to help you set up a little study plan. After this session, what are you going to do? So I'm going to roll through how you fill the form out, all the options available to you. You can then go on to the website and have a look at the information. I think this will be up there as well if you need to re-watch this with your parents. You need to go home and have a chat to your mum and dad or your grandparents or your brother and sister about all of your options, what's available to you and what are you thinking about studying. And why are you thinking about studying? There are some really important forms. The bright yellow form in your pack, do not lose it. That is where you're putting all of your classes. That's where you're choosing your electives, and that has to be handed back in to either the junior school or the careers office between the 15th and the 19th of August. We're not accepting them before that. We really want to make sure that you've taken the time to have a look at all of the options and you've chatted to the people at home. You've maybe had a chat to your coordinator or to me or to Miss Smith, and that your electives are definitely the ones you want to choose. We don't really like having to change people out of electives once Year 9 starts. That's why it's so important. Okay, in your packs, you've got a book. The book is showing you all of the options all the way through. You will see even the VCE studies in there. So it's going to help you plan things that you might want to take. At the bottom of the blurbs, it will tell you if that subject leads into something else in the following year. So really make sure you read it. If you need help understanding it, come and have a chat to me and we can go through it together. But there is a section for Year 9, for Year 10 and then for VCE. So a really good resource to hold on to. Everyone pull out their yellow form, please, the dreaded form. You will see that it has two sides. Has everyone got their form? I'm going to go through step by step exactly what you have to do. So, let's go to the first one. On top of your core subjects that you must study, you have 3 electives in each semester. They can come from any KLA, any learning area. You know, maths, science, English, arts, tech, humanities, languages, any of them. However, 2 of your 6 choices, so you've got 6 electives over the year, 2 must be from the arts, 2 must be from the technology, and then you get 2 free choice. So you have 6 electives for the entire year. Everyone's with me? They are semester-based electives. They only go for 1 semester. Of your 6, 2 must come from the arts, 2 must come from technology, and 2 are from free choice. No questions? Okay, let's have a look at how we can fill the form out. So, on the very, sort of near the middle of your page, my arrow's pointing to where it is on the front page, you have all of the art subjects. Art, dance, digital art, drama, media, music, visual communication, and soaps. You must number those 1 to 8. 1 being the one that you want to study the most, 8 being the one that you want to study the least. They must be ordered 1 to 8. So next to it, where it says preferences ranked in order, you'll write 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 in the order that you would like to study them. You will do the same in the sort of towards the bottom of the page with the technology, except that there's 9. So you will do 1 to 9. 1 being the subject you'd like to study the most, 9 being the least. So if electronics was the subject I wanted to study the most, what number would I put next to that? 1. Excellent. Can I leave the rest blank? No. Everything has to have a number next to it. 1 to 9. Okay, so in this next section, flip your page over and you will see where it says the arts. And you are writing your first 2 choices in there. So, if I chose digital art and media as 1 and 2, I will write them on that back in those spots. If I don't get one of my first 2 choices, what would they go to? 3, yeah, 3 and 4, and they will follow on until your blocking works, because obviously it has to fit in with your timetable. And if not enough students choose subjects, they might not run. So that's the way they'll work the preferences. That's why it's really important that you make very considered choices when you're numbering or when you're putting your preferences in for your arts and technology. Now, so are we okay with this? You're putting your 1 and 2 for arts and for technology. Alright. We then go to the middle of the back page, and it's called elective subjects. You are then putting in your top 6 subjects outside of the first 4 that you've already chosen. So you put your top 2 arts, your top 2 technology. You do not rewrite it. You write a new 6. However, those 6 can come from any of the areas, any of the electives. They can come from science, they can come from maths, from English, from languages. Any of the areas of those top 6. At the bottom of that sheet, you must sign it and your parents must sign it. And then it will get handed in on what date you can remember. Great. 15th to the 19th of August to junior school or to Miss McCarthy, Miss Smith's office. You will find out your subjects probably in about November. Okay. If you still have questions about that yellow sheet, you're going to have time to have a look at the boards around the room. You can also come and see me and I'll work through it with you. What's important though is you understand all the electives and what's on offer. So it's really important that very soon I'm going to give you time that you go around and you chat to the people in this room about the subjects they're offering. What I'm going to do is I'm going to run through each of the learning areas and the electives that they're offering. So on top of your core subjects, the 6 choices you have over here will come out of the next few slides. The arts. So what I've done, I've put all the electives on the left. I've also put Miss McCarthy and Mr. Donald's name. Now they are the leader of arts. So if you have questions, those two are the best people to see. I've also put the teachers' names on the side who are currently teaching it, who might be able to answer some of your questions. That is not to say that they will be teaching it next year. But in 2016, these are the teachers who are teaching it, so they will be able to at least answer your questions. So let's look at art. So I think that you've all done art in Year 7 and 8, haven't you? Great. So in Year 9, it's just further developing all of your skills in 2D and 3D art forms. So you're going to plan, design, and make various pieces of artwork. You then have dance. So the dance students will generally be involved in wakakiri. You have to be willing to participate, obviously, by dancing. So that's really important. And it's for people who are able to or wanting to express themselves using dance. Okay? Digital art. Okay, digital art. Using computers to have a look at different art forms. So now, don't forget, I'm doing a very shortened version of what the class is. It is now, if that is something you might be interested in, definitely read your book and then go away and ask either Miss McCarthy or Mr. Donald or some of the art teachers that you currently have. Drama. So you all do drama in Year 7 and 8. So we know it's performance and role play. Excuse me. Media. So Miss Borden's back in the room somewhere. She would definitely be able to answer your questions on media. But it is looking at designing, planning and making media projects and undertaking some text analysis. You have music, so you'll have the choice of playing guitar, electric bass, keyboards or drums. Alongside the practical work though, you will have to analyse music. That is part of the class. Soaps, TV, acting and directing. Learning how to act on camera, how to write scripts, how to plan, how to design storyboards and how to construct TV sets. And then we have visual communication and design. So answering questions and communicating using visual forms. English. We have cross-age tutoring. Again, Miss Borden's in the room, so she'll be able to answer all of your questions on cross-age tutoring. But it's an insight into the teaching world. So mentoring primary school students, developing personal and social skills. You also have reading and writing for senior English. So if you're wanting to refine your skills, that's a perfect class for you. What I should have said at the beginning was, any questions about English? Mr. Price, over here, is the person that you will go and ask. So he will know, he will have all the answers about these 2 electives. Okay. Enrichment studies. I think I saw Miss Barney.
Hi guys, just quickly, so this is a new subject that I'd like to get up and running. And basically, if you really love looking into the future, looking at problems that the world has and trying to come up with some solutions, this is the subject for you. It is quite a lot of work, it's research-based, and you need to be, I guess, good or interested in things like debating, and it does involve a high level of written skills as well. So if you want to find out some more information, come and have a chat to me.
We have 3 health and PE electives. All I'm going to do is we've got sports coaching, sports science and talking health, but we have Mr. McNichol over there, he's away. He will answer all of your questions. Humanities. Miss Borden at the back again, she'll be able to answer your humanities questions, but there are 3 electives. Australian sporting history, dangerous dictators, and slum in the city. All sound very interesting. Languages. In here, she's definitely the person to have a chat to, or your current Italian teacher. So it's looking at the Italian life and teaching primary school students about Italian. Maths. Extension maths for those students who want to be stretched a little further, and math that matters for everyday math problems. Science. If you want to know about the science electives, come and see me. We have 3: aquatic, pre-med, and speed and circuits. Speed and circuits is physics. Aquatic science is a mix between environmental and biology, and pre-med is biology and chemistry. Now, technology. This is along with the arts, you have to do technology. Miss Cruz over there will give us a big wave. This is the lovely lady that you'll be able to have a chat to about if you are wanting to study electronics, engineering work practices, food technology, information technology, introduction to computer programming, metalwork, multicultural foods, textiles and design, or woodwork. So it is important that you have to put your preferences down for art and technology, so make sure you know what these subjects are.